This is Luke chapter 14, verses 25 to 35. Now great crowds accompanied him, that's Jesus, and he turned and said to them, "If anyone comes to me and does not hate his own father and mother and wife and children and brothers and sisters, yes, and even his own life, he cannot be my disciple. Whoever does not bear his own cross and come after me cannot be my disciple. For which of you, desiring to build a tower, does not first sit down and count the cost, whether he has enough to complete it? Otherwise, when he's laid a foundation and is not able to finish, all who see it begin to mock him, saying, 'This man began to build and was not able to finish.' Or what king going out to encounter another king in war will not sit down first and deliberate whether he is able with 10,000 to meet him who comes against him with 20,000? And if not, while the other is yet a great way off, he sends a delegation and asks for terms of peace. So therefore, any one of you who does not renounce all that he has cannot be my disciple. Salt is good, but if salt has lost its taste, how shall its saltiness be restored? It's of no use either for the soil or for the manure pile. It's thrown away. He who has ears to hear, let him hear." God freely gives to us. He freely gives salvation through the Lord Jesus Christ. He freely gives forgiveness of sins. There's no cost to us. We just put our trust in Jesus. But following the Lord Jesus in the way he wants us to is not easy. The Lord Jesus had previously told the people that it would not be easy to be his disciples. He should come first in our lives. The Greek word translated hate here doesn't really mean hate as we mean it. It has a wider meaning, and here it's used for an order of importance. Our love for Jesus should be even greater than the love we have for our family. A man seen bearing his cross is a man going out to the place of execution. The Romans had a terrible, painful, cruel way to punish traitors and criminals from the lowest in society. They would have to carry a large wooden cross and then be nailed to it with nails through their hands and feet and left to die in appalling agony. Jesus is not saying his followers should all die like that, but that there is a sense in which we should be like that condemned man. The world didn't want him, and he clearly had no more interest in the world. As we've been seeing, the people did not want the Lord Jesus, and they will not want his followers either. Those who want to follow the Lord Jesus will recognize and accept this truth. The Lord Jesus continues to emphasize that there is a cost to following him. He does that with two pictures. The first is that of a man who wants to build a tower. He needs to work out how much it will cost him. The second is that of a king deciding to fight an enemy. The king needs to assess whether he has a big enough army. Both might easily fail if they haven't bothered to assess whether they can achieve what they set out to do. We need to consider the cost of following the Lord Jesus. For some, it's meant rejection by their families. For some, it's meant persecution by their government. For some, it's meant loss of employment. For some, it's meant execution, the loss of their lives. That's reality. If anyone really wants to be a disciple of Jesus, then Jesus must come first, whatever the circumstances. In Matthew's account of Jesus' life, we find that Jesus said to his disciples, "You're the salt of the earth. Flavorless salt is useless and unwanted. This is like someone who starts out as a disciple of Jesus, but turns away from closely following him. He's neither useful for God nor really acceptable to those who live lives rejecting God and his standards. Well, here's something for us to think about. Have we counted the cost of following Jesus? If following him meant persecution, loss of employment, rejection by family and friends, or even death, as it does for some, would we follow Jesus?